Hello. I was having difficulty with sharing my PowerPoint and my recording, so I am trying a different way to do this. So I'm going to try and share my screen and then hopefully it will record and it will save and then I will submit this way. I don't really sure what's going on. I mean, I had to download um I'm so sorry, my dog's snoring. Um, so I'm gonna try something different. I'm so sorry for this kind of not professional setup. I really do apologize. I've never had this much difficulty. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna play from the start. Yes, hello. My name is Melissa Stryffeler-Toothman, and I'd like to present a brief overview of a philanthropic project for an ABA initiative um, that would benefit so many in my county. Without being able to access ABA in our own community or nearby can lead to delayed and missed opportunities for early and effective treatments for those with autism. Early treatment is vital for achieving successful long-term social goals and outcomes for individuals with autism spectrum disorder. There are significant needs in our county and our community for the services. Children in our own community with autism actually have a high likelihood, about 12 times higher, of not having access to ABA services compared to the urban areas, which are about 60 minutes away from us. Our community does have a scarce specialized professional access to ABA. We don't have any BCBAs. Those that we do have, they're very difficult to get to, and they are also spread so thin that their availability is very difficult to get. So again, in the closest urban area is about an hour away. So sometimes transportation is either unavailable or unreliable. So those long travel distances can be a hardship. Um, ABA stakeholders in any county, but especially in Carroll County, we do have would be our clients, parents and families, educators, teachers, and all the other professionals that are in the educational setting, providers, residential and vocational. Employers, healthcare providers such as the speech therapists, OT, PT. We do have a local board of developmental disabilities who have so many clients that would benefit and would probably be one of our biggest supporters. So we were very interested in acquiring their support for funding. All stakeholders will be invited to actively participate, and we will also want to actively listen and actively involve them in the initiative as key players. We completed a SWOT analysis. As you can see, the ABA initiative will use this as a guideline to navigate their goals. We have some strengths, as you know, we have a strong community. Our weaknesses, of course, we need funding. We have a lack of ABA services and BCBA professionals. Our opportunities that we do have, we have local government offices, such as, the County Board of DD to advocate at state and local levels. We have opportunities to acquire grants, and we also have telehealth. But the threats in our community is that things are expensive, and sometimes we need to have some people that need to buy in. They don't really have a belief so much, or they don't have an understanding of ABA therapy. We also have issues with internet access, so there's not a lot of internet in some of the rural areas that are far out. So the outline too that we'd like to focus on is address those and overcome those barriers by educating the community, find funding for ABA services, maybe secure funding and support to bring ABA professionals to our local area by maybe enticing them with fair and maybe salaries that will keep them there, and also finding appropriate internet access. The grants that are available in Ohio for ABA services, one of the places you could go to would be visit the Autism Speaks website for a list of autism grants from national organizations that offer support to families with autistic loved ones. We also, there's other organizations that offer grants for ABA therapy services. So you can go to the internet. There's one called ACT Today, ACT Today. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's a national nonprofit that awards grants up to $5,000 for ABA therapy, among other therapies. We also have First Hand Foundation, Autism Society of Northwest Ohio, Help Me Grow Intervention, United Healthcare, to name a few. So look for those. We also want to look at donations. We want to reach out through, we can do that through reaching out through social media, Facebook, Instagram, requesting maybe money and donations from people we know, friends, family, employers. Contact local businesses that might align with the initiative and benefit from it. Maybe attend community outreach fairs, festivals, set up booths. And we can also look for sponsorships, which would be, request funding from those who will directly benefit from the services that we're able to provide through the ABA initiative. Grants, of course, will be one of the areas we put a lot of focus on to fund the initiative. We want to also use this to help families in applying for their own. One of the largest grants we would like to plan to apply for is the Autism Speaks Local Impact Grant, which there's some eligibility details here to look at. You got to be a nonprofit organization with a 501c3 exempt status. We also have to be existed for at least 1 year. With that being said, I'm not really sure how that would kind of go along. If we have to be in there, or we can have a sponsorship that would be our partner that maybe will already be a nonprofit organization. So as you can see, there's just some of the details that we have to have here and what that actual grant provides and what you can use the money for. The next deadline for this grant has not yet been announced. So at that time, the deadline dates and application steps will also be announced. Joan, our contact for the grant could be Joan New. She has her email, and you can also reach out to her at the URL for Autism Speaks and grants and services. She's someone that can connect you and connect us with the application and filling it out and getting it done. Sustainability plan for us with the ABA initiative in Carroll County, I'd like to say, we would continue doing fundraising events, strengthening the partnerships by maybe asking them, for space for trainings, transportation, more financial supports, secure agreements with those organizations to solidify the relationship. We also want to do like building capacity, which, involves staff training programs to continue to deliver the program for like long term. We maybe do some train the trainer models. We also want to continue applying for grants, right? We want to apply for grants for federal, state, and local agencies, provide foundations and charitable organizations to continue to fund the program. Maybe engage in a grant writer to assess funding opportunities long term to keep the initiative going. And we also completed a project timeline. It's just kind of a detail here. You can see we want to assess, it's kind of, it's a early sketch of it, right? And it's just something to plan for. So you can kind of go by and see the dates and the times and what we would be doing for each one. I'm going to start out for sure assessing the community needs through surveys and interviews, right?